Well, yeah, I just want to say, it's a great opportunity to be here. Me being from California too, it's already home for me. And I just want to thank the Spanos family, Joe Ortiz, and Coach Harbaugh for giving me this opportunity. And I'm ready to go to work.
What about the Chargers? Did you decide?
Playing for Harbaugh was, him watching him at the Niners when he was at the Niners. That was something that I liked to see how he handled his team and what he done with that. I kind of see similarities in this team. Just their offensive guys. What they're doing here when we even played against them. I seen what type of team that they're on the rise to be, and I want to be a part of that.
Did you envision being in Pittsburgh? Did you have a feeling that you might not be coming back there? Or?
It was just talking to me and Coach T. We're pretty close in certain ways. So, I knew kind of sorta that it was what was coming. I didn't plan on doing it. It wasn't something that was in the plan or anything. But it's a business. Coach T told me that when I was a rookie. When I was and even in my last year, he would tell me like this is a business side of things. You're just seeing the business side of things, and I just took that and I understood it, and I just knew, that would be my last year. Maybe like a couple games, like maybe like the halfway through the end of the season. I kind of knew that.
How was free agency for you? Obviously, first time doing it.
It's man, I don't even. I just let my agent handle it. I try not to think about it too much, man. He just gives me the opportunity that was in front of me, and then I just go over it. We go over it, and then we make the decision. But I try not to look at it too much because, man, mind will be spinning. You constantly thinking about it. You can't get back to like the business side of things or just the life side of things. That's not football. Spend time with your family, friends. Loved ones. You kind of gotta set that football stuff aside at those certain moments. There's a time to think about football and there's a time to be with your loved ones. So I just try not to think about it too much and just, what my agent tells me is opportunities, and we'll talk about it, and then I'll just leave it alone. So
how many teams were you deciding between at the end of the day?
It was, like I said, it was a couple, but like I said, we just narrowed it down to this one because it was the best decision. But it was a couple. Yeah.
From a football perspective, like were there a few things in your mind that you were looking for specifically about this team is going to be the right fit if they have this.
The identity, really. What type of team it will be offensively. What type of offense is this going to be? I'm pretty sure that they have that identity here, and I just wanted to be a part of that.
To you, what is this identity?
Where?
Yeah.
Well, the identity here is obviously to play hard-nosed football. Harbaugh even being with the Niners at Michigan, and even here you kind of see, his style of game. Obviously he's running the ball, but, obviously building around the quarterback too and what they got in Herbert. And I think that's what it starts with too, is at the quarterback position, and that's what they have here. And, to be a part of that is something good.
What's your impression of Justin?
I think in my rookie year, I met him at the Pro Bowl in Vegas. He's a great guy, man. He was a cool, down to earth guy. He just really just stayed to him. I think he just stayed in his hotel and just played the game or something like that. He said after I was talking to him. But man, he's a cool dude, down to earth, man. Obviously a great player, and somebody can learn from.
How familiar are you with Greg Roman?
Not too familiar. I just not too familiar, to be honest with you. Yeah.
You haven't missed a game in your career. What's allowed you to be so durable?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
You have not missed a game.
Oh, I missed the game.
Yeah.
Man, just training. I always try to do the little things in the off season. Try to work on. There's certain times you got to be in the weight room, and then sometimes I try to spend a good amount of times in the PT room, working on the small muscles. Swimming, maybe doing little small things that the weight room can't provide. I was working on the smaller muscles, and it translates to the field. Then there's times you go in the weight room and you work on the bigger muscles, and then I guess stretching and yoga, all that stuff, all that plays a part in how to stay durable and last long.
Have you met Ben Herbert yet?
Yeah, I was just actually got 2 workouts in yesterday and today, so I know him really well by now. Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good, man. It's a great weight room. First of all, even the facility is is all great things, man. This is a lot of things that they provide here, man, that, you take advantage of. And I was just telling them, I was like, man, it's not like this everywhere, man. Like, this is a special thing right here. Remind me of college at Alabama, all the resources that they have. So, just getting the chance to take advantage of all this opportunity is just a blessing. And I was telling him that, I'm like, man, y'all have a great thing going on right now, because it's not like this everywhere. It's not. So, man, yeah, I just happy to be here.
What are your impressions of Harbaugh? Have you met him yet?
Yeah, I met Harbaugh in high school. I met Harbaugh probably like my sophomore, junior year of high school, then my senior year. Then I went out there when he was at Michigan. Became cool with his son. Then, even yesterday or 2 days before that, I talked to him on the phone. He's the same guy. Even yesterday, sat down, was chopping it up, went out to eat, to dinner. He's the same guy, man. He always was energetic. Man, he's always the life of the party. So, he's just a good guy to be around. He's down to earth, and, he makes you feel comfortable.
What do you remember about him recruiting you? He was making a pretty strong push at you.
I just remember, I think it was my senior year he came back, and it was calling out the homecoming queen. I think he wanted to call out homecoming queen, so he took the mic in front of everybody and called out the homecoming queen. And I just looked back, and I was just like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, this dude's calling out, just doing everything. But, at that, it's just, that's just how much of a down-to-earth, cool guy he is. So that was like my last thing I remember him doing. That was crazy. Other than that, I went to Michigan, and it was just a tour. But, I was like that everywhere else. But he's a good guy.
So were you the homecoming king? Is that why you did it, or you were?
I was playing the game. And I think it was the queen that was calling out, homecoming queen, I think. So I don't know. I just looked back and I saw him calling out names. I was just trying to focus on the game.
Was that something that was positive for you in the recruiting process, or were you sort of?
No, I was kind of clueless of why he did that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why it didn't help out at all. Obviously, I went to Alabama.
How close were you
to
Michigan?
It was either at Michigan and Alabama. So I got a flight there was a flight booked for me from Alabama and a flight booked for me from Michigan. And we were just talking about this actually yesterday, which is funny. But I didn't make my decision until the last day after the Army All-American game. I think I was in Texas. I think that's where it was at. And then, there was 2 flights booked for me, one to Alabama, one to Michigan. I didn't tell neither school which one I was going to. And then I was with my roommate. And then he was just like, hey, man, just get on this flight with me. And I just got on the flight with him. And then I just called Alabama. I was like, hey, I'm at the airport. And then they was like, oh, okay. Then obviously I didn't go to Michigan.
Does it feel full circle for you at all to be here now with him?
Yeah.
After, meeting him when you were a sophomore in high school, going through the recruiting process?
Yeah, man, it's full circle, exactly. My circle, my family was telling me that too. Is like, how crazy that is, to first meet him in high school. Well, first, we've seen him coaching for the Niners, Then then you met him in high school. Then after that, now you're playing for him. It is full circle.
Najee, everyone mentions your durability and the fact that you are the kind of running back that gets stronger as the game progresses. When you played the Chargers in Pittsburgh last season, you were a factor in that fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. What do you remember about that game?
Well, just closing the game out, to be honest with you. So I think that we was up, and we got the ball back with, I don't know how much time was left, probably like 8 minutes on the clock. And, as in those situations, we'll call it a Kobe situation. That's just a person who closes out the game. And usually that was me over there in Pittsburgh. So it was like a Kobe situation. And then, all I was thinking about was just closing out the game. And I think we had a couple of big runs. And then, I think I broke the last one. And then that kind of finished it. So that was just really, it was it.
How would you describe your style?
I'm a versatile back. It's just a certain offense I was just using a certain way, but we're really good in the receiving game too. I feel like doesn't go noticed enough, but just an all around back, man. That's how I see myself.
Schematically, is it treating it all to be coming to an offense that's going to do a little bit more gap scheme stuff in the run block?
You said, is it You said is that a factor? You said.
Yeah, is it intriguing to you?
Oh, yeah,
Is
I
that
mean-
hard for you to get into an offense that's doing more gaps thing?
I mean, it's all the same, really. It's just that the identity is what makes the plays. The integrity of how it is, and that's what that brought me here. Is watching their games throughout, not just our game, but throughout the season. To see how their O line works. How good that their line is, and how they finish and the integrity that they bring. I feel like that's what makes the plays is the O line. And they have a good O line here. So just want to take advantage of that.